and I'm not sure what he's doing. He's maybe trying to seal up another expansion, going to try to take a hatchery, or maybe he's just trying to deny Mine that third expansion, which Mine is taking now. So both players being really conservative here, and I feel like I feel like Mind, if he wanted to, could push up and could take this game at this point, and in the meantime he's just kind of letting Haran build up. A Nidus Canal going up for Haran, so he's going to be able to protect that expansion in the top right corner. I feel like Mind has all the pieces now if he wanted to go forward and attack. Instead, he's just going to let those Defilers develop the energy they need, or I should say research consume, and then he's going to be in trouble because all he has is medics and Marines. He's not going to have anything for that Dark Swarm attack. And he's probably going to have to sacrifice that expansion that's out. More science vessels being produced in the meantime. My guess is Radiate's already researched, not even bothering getting tanks at this point. Doing a decent job researching. He has 3 science vessels, and let's see if he decides to finally push forward now. In the meantime, it doesn't look like Haran has a lot of basically a decent-sized air force to kind of fight this off, and he's still gathering to the south there. I'm still wondering why he's gathering to the south. I think what he's doing is he's actually, if I was going to make kind of a guess out of a strategy, I think he's trying to position there to force Mine to camp those medic Marines there, and as soon as those medic Marines start pushing at the front, he'll bring up an attack on that third expansion and basically try to starve Mind of the precious resources. And let's see if that is in fact what he does. Yes, he as soon as he saw that, as soon as that grouping pushed, as you can see, he's starting to move up, and he is going to in fact attack on that expansion, forcing Mine back, Mine turning around, and Dark Swarm going off, and those medic Marines are just going to be absolutely devastated. It looks like those are already, doesn't look like they're cracklings yet, but Haran is going to be very successful with this. Radiation coming in now, the full medic Marine force coming bare, and so he is going to be able to save this. SCVs coming across, but lost a lot of medic Marines, and some Lings managing to get into the main of Mine. Mine, in the meantime, wow, as you can see, a huge force pushing in. Lost a science facility, that's going to be costly. That Dark Swarm still in perfect placement. That was beautiful Dark Swarm placement by Haran. Mine being forced to lift that command center off, and Haran taking a huge advantage here. Finally, Mine managed to clean up the Lings, but Haran has done his damage and really done what he needed to do. He kind of delayed Mine, stopped his production. A large attack force coming out from Mine now. He's just going to, now that force is out, is no longer kind of pinched in between. Looks like Mine's going to try to take another expansion. But it looks like Mine basically, or I'm sorry, Haran has everything he needs to kind of fight this off. And Plague going off on a lot of the medic Marines and the science vessel there, catching exactly what it needed to do. The Radiate going off on the Defiler, but that Defiler did the damage it needed to do. A couple and a decent amount of Scourges up, so, and not a lot of science vessels up. I'm very surprised, actually. More science vessels being produced. I kind of expected. Mind actually showing a little bit of a macro lax here, in my opinion. As you can see, those barracks not going off. Those doesn't have as many science vessels as he should have, in my opinion, considering he went for that 2 starport build, and he's had basically 2 gas pumping this entire time, and he's just been producing mostly Marines here. And now going to the south, I think he's going to go after that expansion at the 9 o'clock position, just probably comps at another beautiful storm, going to force Mine back, and we'll see if Haran can get a Plague off. And oh man, Scourge coming in, managed to take out a science vessel. That was costly. No Radiate off in the meantime. I'm not sure if any of those science vessels have enough energy, but Haran basically managed to turn that attack around, putting Nidus Canals in front of those sunken colonies. Going to basically give them a little bit of a protective barrier there in case Firebats come up. And it looks like only level 1 armor, basically level 1 upgrades across the board for everyone. And now Radiate coming up, and ooh, Haran getting caught off guard. Basically, all his Devilers getting irradiated as well as his Ultralisk. That's going to be somewhat costly, and really that's kind of the worst thing that could happen there. I'm surprised he didn't have a couple Scourges there, because that was a really risky maneuver on Mine's part. I think he comp-setted that off, pushed off, and did it. Now he's going to lift off his factory actually and use that to scout for him, because he's not using it for anything else. He's totally dedicated to a medic Marine fight. As you can see, now those barracks, 8 barracks up full production, and we'll see in this entire time, Haran has been on the attack, and wow, perfect comp set there, sees this attack going in, and he's just going to slam that. It's just not a large enough force. Losing that Defiler again, and Mind really coming out. A Plague going off again, looks like it caught a couple of those science vessels. But again, we'll see if that's enough. Really, I haven't seen a decent-sized attack. And a couple Lings pushing at the 6 o'clock position, but it doesn't look like anything's at that 6 o'clock position. Mind just taking his time. He's just going to seal. It looks like I'm not sure which base he's going for, if he's going to go for the main. Really, he's doing a good job of positioning in between. He's done a very good job of not losing any science vessels. I think that might be more Haran's fault for not doing a very good job of pushing. And Haran, in the meantime, expanding all over the map. And here comes a large science vessel force, and there's nothing to stop it right there. And here comes some Radiate insanity, and we'll see a couple Scourges coming in. I'm surprised we didn't see any sort of a Radiate action going on in that supply line. and a couple. Wow, Haran doing a very good job of cutting off the reinforcements, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. That was a beautiful defense shield right there on the forwardmost unit on that Firebat, and oh man, that was incredible. It just took out a control group and a half of Lings there. Mind showing some brilliant micromanagement there. And a lot of hatcheries down for Haran in the meantime. He's just, I would say, almost at Sauron levels, but it's not going to make a difference against these Medic Marines. He really needs to be producing more of an Ultralisk, but did get a good Darkswarm, but nothing to attack it, really. Mind doing a good Radiate there, but still all those Science Vessels up, but they are plagued. And really, what Haran needs right now is he needs 1 or 2 Mulas just to run up there at this moment, plague off all over those Medic Marines. We'll see if Haran basically can exploit that to his advantage, take out the rest of the force with a well-placed Swarm. In the meantime, he is going to be able to take out a couple things. That those Ultralisk pushing in, and as you can see, all those Medic and Marines just one-shot kills to that Ultralisk now, so that force is just going to absolutely be wiped out. This is turning into an absolutely incredible match. Really I think one Mutalisk or basically some sort of air harass to take out that Science Vessels will really put this game into Haran's favor. I'm not sure if Mind has, in the meantime, produced more Science Vessels or repaired the ones he currently has. Haran is just all over the map, doing a great job expanding, but Mind also producing very heavily. And oh wow, another Science Vessel. Looks like almost Mind doing a very good job of bringing those Marines up and defending it. Looks like that drone is not going to be able to produce an expansion there. Haran, in the meantime, expanding the bottom right-hand corner, and Mind doing a very good job, as you can see, selecting where he's putting his units. Not doing a very good job. Oh, he's going to be able to take it out of Science Vessel right there. Mind being a little careless and putting it at the front, getting a little distracted probably by these Ultralisks and these Lings pushing in right there. And Mind not going to be, really, I think Haran's going to win this in the long run, simply because Haran is out-macroing him. Mind has not secured anything. He's just economically so far ahead. He has so many hatcheries out. Looks like that bottom right-hand corner is going to be able to, he's going to take that out. But I think Mind is going to start getting starved for res. He has some tanks now to deal with the Dark Swarm. But I think it might be too little too late. But if he is going to win it, he's going to win it with that right there, that huge Science Vessel force. As you can see, not a lot of resources left in Haran's main. There is some in his secondary, but still, he's got that upper right expansion and that 9 o'clock expansion semi under his controller. Mind, I think his main is probably almost out. I'm going to guess his secondary is also quite low on resources. Haran, again, going to expand right there. And a large Ultralisk force out and about, but there's plenty of Radiate just waiting. And it looks like they're going to push down. Here comes the Science Vessels, and from behind, those Science Vessels not going to be protected by these Marines. So we'll see if Mind ends up losing both these Science Vessels before a Radiate even comes off. And looks like Mind's going to spot another expansion going up for Haran. And wow, the game up to this point really has been Mind trying to deal with Haran expanding all over the map. And when it comes to these sort of games, you have to be very careful. And we'll see what Mind does here. It looks like, they have nothing to protect them. Going to be boxed in by these Scourges. These Scourges are, in fact, going to be able to take these 2 Science Vessels out before they really do anything. And that's really costly. And another Ultra is going to push in a Dark Swarm, beautiful Dark Swarm push